Another night of no practice. We're getting close to the race day. We're changing a few things now so they're ready for the races. Bedding a new set of pads in so they're ready for the race. New chain, get that stretched in. Changing the fuel pumps, brand new fuel pumps. And then it gives us a chance to test all the parts we've fitted and make sure there's no issues before we go into race week. Probably only going to do 2-3 laps maximum now before we go out in the race on both bikes. So get the bits done, make sure everything's right, and off we go.
So just put a new chain on, ready to bed it in this afternoon, and then it'll be ready for the race.
So 24 litres is our maximum capacity we're allowed. We're on for a good one. I say we're quite fortunate this year. The bikes doesn't seem to be as guzzly or as greedy as previous bikes we've ran, so we're hoping there's going to be 2-3 litres left in the fuel tank at the end of 2 laps, so the fuel stop's not going to take as long as it normally would. Gaining a little bit of time hopefully, which helps James. Doesn't help the guy changing a tyre because it puts him under a little bit more pressure, but it just makes the overall pit stop time quicker, which is the mechanics race. It's the bit that we get to contribute to the rider's final result, so it's always nice if we can do the best job possible, and then the final result's always better. Nice.
A very important part about racing here is my safety kit, really. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I use, why and how I use particular things. So we're in the WTF racing truck. This is kind of the, I suppose, a storeroom, bit of workshop with some presses, drills and grinders, bench grinders, but also is my changing room where I get changed and store my kit. It's a little bit of a mess, but I do know where everything is. I suppose first thing is the suits. These are Dainese custom suits, which I've been with Dainese here now for I think 13 years, and they're the best. You know, obviously I'm going to say that, but they genuinely, these are the brand to work with, and it's always, every year when I get a new suit through, it's like Christmas. I just love them. These coming through the post, the smell, put them on for the first time, and like, so I know for sure some suits you have to kind of bed them in, but these out the box, I can literally get them out of the pack, put them straight on, get on the bike and go, because they have stretch panels in all the right places, and this is a custom made to measure suit, which is good because like stops me getting fat. I don't ask them to make them any bigger, which I did do once, but we've stayed at that for some time now. So these are custom made, even got my name in here, but from Italy, and we run a D-Air, the Dainese D-Air system, which is an airbag, an integral airbag, which has some very clever technology in the hump in the back, on which we have to recharge. But when I do the suit up and click these 2 buttons together, this is how you sort of turn the system on, so it connects the circuit, and this light starts flashing. So 5 green flashes means that battery is fully charged. 5 green flashes means that that suit is fully charged, ready to go. Needs a little clean just to get these bugs off, and then it alerts you it's disconnected or not live by flashing red when you disconnect it. So yeah, that's one of my WTF suits. I have 2 pairs of leathers in each colour, so I have my WTF leathers here, and then the Kawasaki retro leathers there. So I always have to make sure there's another pair, or when I'm swapping bikes in practice, to have both pairs up, and it's quite a quick changeover between bikes. So knee sliders here. It's not nothing like short circuit. We don't go through them as much. We definitely touch our knees here, but nowhere near the sort of amount you would on a short circuit. So that's the suits, really. Just nice. Everything. Kind of the smell. If we could record smell, like, it does leave a nice scent in the room. Maybe I'm just a bit biased, but proud to be associated and working with Dainese because they do, and they make such good equipment. So staying on that side of it, before we get to the helmets, is boots. I just run the D1 Dainese boots, which I have for a long time. These actually are pretty fresh, but you can see already the wear here from the foot peg. Just a lot of the course here, I'm controlling and turning the bike or forcing the bike with my feet. So I'm obviously pulling on the bars and trying to use my body weight, but you also load the pegs a lot, and hence the wear. Obviously back protectors compulsory, and a chest protector here, a Hillier approved chest protector, which I just use this on. Another one here from Dainese, which just slips in under the leathers. These are all a regulation now with the organisers to keep it, I say, as safe as possible. Helmet wise, this is a custom Pista GP carbon, painted up with muck-off branding, and a few personal sponsors on here, Triac, Bryn Mawr, Dumfords, to give them a little shout out. And we could perhaps do another video on this, just to go in a little bit more in depth about particular things we do differently here. This actually still needs a clean. We've got some bug debris on there, but particularly the tear-offs. This is just a protective film on here until I go riding, but these tear-offs kind of allow me to remove the bugs as they've attached themselves to my visor, and then allows me to kind of clear my view. But you have to be quite tactical with that. I'll go into that in another video, because it's quite interesting how we work with that. And finally, gloves, again Dainese. Probably need a little bit of a clean. Obviously you can see the bugs when I'm holding onto the bars. The bugs hit the front of the glove and attach themselves, so it's quite brutal if you're a bug around the Isle of Man, but I don't think they know much about it. One thing that does hurt that you don't, probably people maybe can't appreciate or heard of, is when you're following another bike. I've still got quite a bad finger from Northwest 200, where you get stones fly up from the bike in front, and you've obviously got no hand protection, and taking a stone or sometimes a small rock at hundreds of miles an hour, 100 and whatever mile an hour into the knuckles, it hurts, I can assure you, and no one's there to hear you moaning or screaming about it. But luckily we're pretty tough. We're not these bloody fairy footballers. We're bike racers. So I think that is it with kit wise. As I said, we'll do helmet again, but we're out for practice shortly, so I'll be gearing up in here and making sure my other suit is up there ready to change into, ready for to swap bikes. But that's it, we're all charged up, suits are ready. I need a little bit of lunch and then head up for practice. We're up in the Holden area, Parc Ferme, and it's final day of practice, so weather isn't great. It's actually quite windy, which means it'll be even windier up the top on the mountain. But the plan is I'm going to run 2 laps on my superbike. Some final checks really. I think we've got a safe setting now, so we should be in the, I would say bang on the money, but very, very close with this. And providing that's good, I'm going for 2 laps, and then a quick outfit change. I'm going to go 2 laps on the Super Sport bike. And then the roads, I think they open the roads for a little bit, and then this evening I'm going to go for a lap on the Super Stock bike. But the main thing today is this super bike, to check these settings we've changed. We've got a new chain on there to stretch in, ready for the race on Sunday, because I won't ride this again after today. I won't ride then until lap 1 of the race. So it's important. There's a few things there, like we've got some new brake pads bedding in, stretch the chain, because you would never want to start the race on a new chain. It'll stretch lap 1, and then you don't get time to readjust it. It can risk the chain breaking or coming off the sprocket. So a few little prep things and final checks, no leaks and everything, so that bike is nailed down, ready to race. And that's my last chance then also to get the feelings I'm looking for and be as confident as I can be going into the race on Sunday. So I'm actually looking forward. I've got a bit of a better feeling today, so I'm looking forward to 2 laps on that. And another aspect of that is we've done a lot of single laps. I've done a lot of laps this week, probably not enough, but a lot of single laps, which affects the run down to Bray Hill. You carry probably 40 mile an hour more, maybe 50 actually, on a fly-through lap, starting from right down at Governor's. You run all the way through and carrying a lot more speed down through the bottom of Bray Hill in a big compression. I've not hit it full speed yet, so or not enough times at a race pace. So that's kind of something that's important to do to make sure I've got my eye in and the bike's going to support itself through that big compression. So lap 2 tonight will be a check of that, and yeah, a few other things, but we're pretty close. We've got about 45 minutes, I think, to go and get changed, and we're back up, starting from the south ramp and away. So let's see.
We missed Tuesday, we missed Thursday. We've had double bubble action here today on Friday for qualifying in the solos and sidecars, and we're ready to do it all over again here with blue skies at the TT. Here we go, we're getting ready for the famous tap on the shoulder, the visor's down. And away we go. There is James Hillier. Different sort of demeanour, it feels like, James Hillier, TT 2024.
So James is just about to finish his second lap of the practice on Friday afternoon. When he comes in, we're going to do a semi-practice pit stop. So the rear stand's going to go on. John's going to have a practice of changing the visor. The tyre pressures are going to be checked. We're not going to do a wheel change, but we're just going to have a feel of things and all get into the positions we would be in when we're going to go into races, hopefully on Sunday midday.
Just clean. Right. I feel like for a comparison, throttle trace, digital to Ramsey.
Yep.
I'm on and off the throttle that all the time, trying to keep it in a straight line.
Okay, well you pulled 7 seconds on what you'd done the night before, previous nights, through that first run.
It's not good enough to race though.
You can't race it.
Well, I could, but we
You
wouldn't
could,
do
but
very
you
well.
wouldn't do well. Okay, so
I've got arm pump resting it. I just feel that's where I'm like overriding, trying to. It's not stable on gas, if you know what I mean. When I'm trying to turn it, I'm forcing it, and then it's wow, like it's. I don't know if we're banging around that part of the link, that stiff part of the link,
okay.
and it's not
pushing into and absorbing it,
and then it
bouncing
kicks,
off.
and it's not like working through that.
Okay.
And I feel like we can sort that drive stability, then it'll give us a big jump, because it's happening in a lot of places. Like I felt like it was definitely worse lap 2 Ginger All.
Okay.
With less fuel.
Yeah.
But like it's not normal to get like, for me to get arm pump like that, trying to, you know, it's that high speed stuff where I'm trying to keep the throttle on and wrestle it into keep it where I want to go, you know. That's a bit frustrated. Not like nothing major. We just, I sort of hope that what we changed there was going to like be ready, you know, be good to race. But I feel like I'm having to override the bike a little bit at the moment. The way the chassis is, it's not. It's hard work at speed transitioning on the fast corners, you know, just not necessarily big lean angle stuff, just that change of direction at high speed. So it's taking up a lot of energy and getting arm pump just from holding on too tight. So we've got 2 laps on the 600 now. This will be a delight to ride compared to a Fireblade. Yeah, it is what it is. We're still work to do, and get this done. Hopefully, all be good here on this camp, and then have a debrief and see what we can change on that bike for later on. But yeah, all go.
Couple of sectors where you're sort of matching Michael, second down here, second down there, but it was all on your own. Do you have a lot of traffic or not?
No,
Okay.
but there's a little bit left.
Yeah, good.
What was the time? You know?
125 flat. That's right. That's fine.
How's that?
Better there. We didn't expect to have to make that pit stop to make some changes, but literally that was the last lap on that bike before the race tomorrow. So had to. I wanted to do a sort of flyer lap and run through Bray and kind of feel the bike. I mean, I still felt it there on the second lap with less fuel, but yeah, the changes we made work. So we're about there. I think now we can have a race from there and see.
Negatives.
We've just got back from Friday night practice. Everything's gone to plan. We did a few laps this afternoon, and then this evening we've done 1 lap on each bike. Thanks very much. We've that bike's pretty much ready to go now for racing on Sunday. We did the serviceable items earlier on today before we went out on the track. Now we've just got back and we've just dropped the oil on the Superstock bike. We'll put some fresh on it, check the clutch, do a few serviceable items, clean the brakes out. Pads are good to go. They've just done 1 lap, so that's the installation lap. And just give it a good clean, good check round. I'm sure the suspension will be checked by the suspension guy, and then it's ready to race.
Hi James, tell me about your day.
Another longish day actually. I think I feel a bit dazed I think it is Friday, but 6 laps we've done. We had like an afternoon session. I did 2 on the big bike, on the WTF bike, and 2 on the Super Sport bike, and that was tough. The Super Sport bike was pretty good. In the end, some minor changes, and I think possibly something else to try before the race tomorrow. But we're very, very close with that. But I hoped we were there with the big bikes, but we had the balance a bit wrong. So if I can kind of try and explain it simple or as simply as I can, the balance of the bike is crucial. Obviously we have the front and rear springs. The bike is on balance between those, but the general pitch of the bike is was too much biased to the rear when I was exiting fast corners or trying to track and drive through a lot of the fast sections. Here aren't big corners, they're little turns, and if it isn't changing or transitioning nicely between those, it's real hard on the arms, shoulders to try and wrestle the bike through, and just bloody hard work. So that's where we were this afternoon. I was probably a little frustrated because I hoped that we weren't going to be like that, but we kind of went back to the drawing board, looked at previous data, and took a bit of a step to change the geometry of the bike, put a bit more bias weight to the front, and pretty much transformed it. So that last run there with the new settings, I was actually smiling in a few sections where it was coming good. So definitely a step in the right direction. Never been much of a practice qualifying week kind of guy. I'm more of a race day guy, so I definitely had some nice feedback from the bike there. We've got some more data to work at, so it's not like bang on, but we're very close now. So I'm not one to make excuses. You know, we're working. We come here with a new bike and it's a new to us bike, but yeah, so fairly satisfied now. I think. Again, probably a bit tired. Everyone will be. It's we've got racing practice and racing tomorrow. 6-lap race Sunday, and then a day off. Well, a non-riding day Monday. I've got some bus laps and like PR stuff to be doing. So it's yeah, but generally a good day. Sun's out. It's a little bit windy, but it's a bit of love for the bikes now. Oil change, and I'm not sure if this is the super bike we're racing Sunday. So I don't think I'll ride that again now. That'll just get prepped up, ready. Chains stretched in, new pads. They're bedded in. Needs a clean, but yeah, I don't know where this week's gone, to be honest. It all kind of happened so quickly and a bit of a blur. So that's it. Dinner time, bed, good sleep, hopefully, and then first race tomorrow, which is pretty crazy to think that we're at that part of TT already. It's mad how quickly it all goes through. So hopefully this time tomorrow I will have some good news and maybe a trophy, but we'll see. That's the goal. But anyway, let's see. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, ask some questions. We'll incorporate them in future videos. Make sure you subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.